All right, guys, we are done with this subfloor, and Sean and I are gonna do the Maxxair fan install. And I can tell you, we do quite a few of these, and it's honestly a project that you guys could do on your own. So in today's video, step by step, we're gonna walk you guys through every part of the install, how we're doing it and why we're doing it. So the first thing that we do is cut a wooden frame, and Sean's over here putting a coat of primer on it, and I'm going to show you what I've already built. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, you can keep either way. All right, so all I did was take a 2x4 and rip it down, and this gap in here is 14 1/8 by 14 1/8. That way we've got plenty of room. He's going to put a coat of primer on that, and while that's drying, I'm going to show you guys this. Inside these vans, the Maxxair fan can honestly go anywhere that you have a 14-inch opening. So like right here is like 6 something, you couldn't put it here. But literally every single spot past this in the Ram ProMaster, the Transit Sprinter, anywhere where you've got a 14 by 14 inch opening without going through one of these ribs, you can put your fan. I like to put it up front by the galley area so that maximizes the amount of roof real estate that you have for your solar panels. So up here, you can see that this area right here is totally different than the rest of the ribs in the back. This is specifically designed for that. You can put an air conditioner up here, a Maxxair fan, a skylight, marine hatch, and it's nice and smooth, so it makes that finish install easier because you don't have the deep ribs. If you did it in the back, you would just have to fill in the spaces of those ribs, and they do make gaskets for that, but I typically will just use the butyl tape. So let me show you how I do. I locate this center spot. So what I do is, I know you've got 5 of these little like small ribs here. This one right here is the middle one, and I know I want this fan dead center in this. So this cardboard is the dimension of the fan cutout. It's 14 by 14. I know this is the middle, so I put that on there. And if you notice this area, it literally is perfect 14 inches. They do that so that you honestly can't mess this up. So what I'll do is, I've got my X marked, and I will take just a small pilot hole bit, and I will come through here. And it doesn't have to be, you're like, oh, well, how are you sure that's center? Sean's gonna get up on top of the roof, and he will line this up, and he'll actually make sure that this is center. All right, so now I've got Sean up here, and he has got this lined up. Again, these ribs right here are the perfect dimension across from side to side, and he's gonna trace that cardboard pattern right exactly where he wants it. All right, so now that he's got that traced, he's gonna tape it off, because the jigsaw, that's what we typically use here, it will leave a black mark around the metal. So if you tape it off, it protects the van from any scratches or anything. Perfect. All right, we're going to drill a pilot hole with a drill bit that is bigger than the jigsaw blade. And I'm gonna go underneath so I can catch any metal, and then we're gonna cut this out.
The rear passenger. Okay.
Are you going clockwise or counterclockwise?
I will go counterclockwise.
Okay. All right, now we're going to file these edges so that they're not sharp, and give them a coat of paint. Let's dry fit that flange first before we file. Dry fit that perfectly. All right, we'll file it and paint it. All right, all the edges are good. That's a good clean cut. We're gonna put some white Rust-Oleum paint on that, and we have come up with an easy idea because we're tired of running rollers and brushes with this Rust-Oleum. If we just spray a paper towel and dab that on, and incredibly it works perfect. Time for the butyl tape. And you can see, because we went right where those ribs were, now we have a completely smooth surface. There's no like little uneven at all.
take a look at the work screw and get the bit that we need. Sounds good. See if our frame is dry. Oh, there is, the bottom half still has to be primed. Yeah. You know what we do is put it up, and I'll bring it over here and prime it. Sounds good.
If you put your fan in the back, you will have these ribs right here. And what we do is we put the butyl tape in between here and build it up. That looks good. All right, so the flange will go in. These metal go side to side because it will fit in any direction. And then I'm gonna go underneath there and hold the wood frame so that he can screw that down. You gonna dry fit that?
Right. I'll put in just the corner so you don't have to hold it.
All right, so then once you get all these screws in, then you'll kind of go around and make sure that all of them are snug. And you'll see that flange suck in. Yeah, that really does nice. And he's alternating sides so that it goes down evenly. Nice and square. On the inside, I held this wooden flange so that it would have something to screw into. If you don't use this, then you've got all your screws coming through. And I don't know how many times I have seen that, and this is so much easier, and now you've got something to attach your ceiling to or whatever ceiling boards that you're gonna put up. All right, so what we do is we put a glob of lap sealant on each one of the screws, the screw heads, and then a coat all the way around the edge. Drop that fan into place, and I'm gonna go on the inside. I'm gonna open up the fan so that he can reach those screws.
All right, rear passenger side. Oh, sounds good. All right, and then rear driver, I suppose. All right, front driver. And then front passenger.
All right, you guys heard him saying right passenger or rear passenger, front driver, and I'm on the inside just kind of pulling down on that fan because sometimes these holes don't line up perfectly and you gotta have your little helper on the inside kind of manipulating it in the direction that you need it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a drill bit and I'm going to drill a hole through here so that these wires, I'll actually do it on this side, so that these wires can pass through that wooden frame. So when you put your ceiling up, those are not in your way. When you wire your fan, I have seen people want to put that black with the black, but the black is your negative line, and it is white on these DC fans. So white to black, black, which is your hot, to your red hot. Okay, so the last step that you got to do is once you get your ceiling up, you measure from the bottom of your ceiling to the bottom of this fan at a 1/2 inch, and then just cut this. And we just measure that around, cut that, and then this slides up in there, up in that little channel there, and we'll screw that on. All right, I'm going to get this finished up. We'll see you guys on the next video.